Hi there everyone. So I got a little tired of waiting for the Lenovo Chromebook Duet or Ideapad Duet, whatever you want to call it, to finally land. So I looked at a way that I can grab a Windows tablet or two-in-one detachable and install Chrome OS, the proper official Chrome OS, not a Chromium build like Cloud Ready or Fide or Arnold the Bat, none of those. The official Chrome OS using Google's recovery images, and with some hacking, I was able to get the firmware actually installed on this two-in-one detachable. So for the most part, it's working quite well. There's a few bugs and glitches which I'll point out as we go through it, but let's quickly take a look at the device itself. So this is a Ideapad D330. It's a Windows device, but it is a detachable. You can see it's got the camera there, and if you open it up, it's pretty much detachable with a keyboard. Right, so the keyboard's quite nice on this D330 model. It's got a full USB on the side there and a full USB there as well. It's got some pogo pins and some grips, and the magnets are quite tight. The device itself, it's got the pogo pin connectors and the two holding points. On this side, it's got a microphone jack, nothing at the top, and then on this side we've got a power connector, USB-C connector, which also delivers power. In fact, the plug that came with this unit was a USB-C plug, so this one didn't actually ship in the box, which is quite interesting. You've got your volume rocker, you've got your power button with a LED power light. So let's take a look at what Chrome OS looks like on this device. Something else I forgot to mention is it does come with a stylus as well. This is a Windows device, so this stylus is an active stylus. It comes with a battery inside, and it's meant to take advantage of Windows. Chrome OS doesn't really take advantage of this particular pen with its active stylus. However, its passive features in terms of writing and so on works well. Okay, so let's boot this thing up. So power button's right there. See, the light comes on. So that's the Chrome OS grub menu. The Linux grub menu runs through a boot up sequence. There's the Chrome logo. So it does take a little bit longer than a normal Chromebook to boot up. The developer of this particular framework that's being used to run Chrome OS has deliberately made this a bit longer just because it adds a bit more compatibility in the background. So there you have it. There's the Chromebook started. I'll just quickly log in. So one of the first bugs is the one that just presented itself here. I'm not sure if this is part of the framework and needs to be fleshed out by the developer, or if this needs to be fixed by Google in their recovery images. But for some reason, when you have this in tablet mode and you don't have the detachables keyboard connected, the virtual keyboard cannot be called. So I actually have no way to type that password in without attaching the keyboard. It's a bit lame, but that's what it is. So I'm just going to quickly log in and then we'll take a look. Okay, so let's log in. So what you'll see straight off the bat here is that you've got your Chrome OS environment. Your mouse cursor works nicely. You've got the desktop layout. I've got all my chat applications at the bottom here, and a few of the, and of course the browser and a few utilities. And then I've got quite a few apps. So on my first screen here of the app drawer, I've got all the Chrome OS apps. Then the second, third, and the second and third one, those are my web apps. And then from the fourth one onwards, those are all my Android apps. Okay. Now when you remove this, that magnet's quite good. You'll see it goes into tablet mode quite nicely. So the second bug that I came across is that auto rotation does not work on this device. So basically, if you want to have the orientation change automatically, that's not going to work with this, because the driver needed to drive the hardware, the sensors to make that auto rotation work, is not available in Chrome OS as far as we can tell at this stage. So that's one feature that you won't have. Okay. So let's just take a look here. There's the Chrome browser, and all the tablet gestures are here as well, so you can go home just by dragging up, or you could just do a short up to show all your app tray at the bottom, or you can do an up and hold to go into multitasking view. Another gesture that I like quite a bit is how you close any app that's running in a tablet. You just pull down from the bottom. You can either use the X over there, or you can just slide it away. It's quite a useful feature. The next bug that I found is that even though Bluetooth shows as connected in this menu, it actually doesn't connect to any device properly. So I've tried my wireless, my Bluetooth headsets. I've also tried smart unlock, and because Bluetooth isn't working, it can't detect my phone to just unlock this Chromebook. So that's a little bit of a pain, but Bluetooth is a bit unstable. There's talk of lots of Bluetooth fixes coming in Chrome OS 85, which is 2 versions ahead of the version I'm running now. Hopefully that will fix things, but for now I'm going to have to live with this Bluetooth inconsistencies. And then the last bug I found was relating to sleep mode. So I've set inside the Chrome settings, I've set it so that when it goes to sleep, my Wi-Fi should be killed. So it shouldn't keep the Wi-Fi alive when the tablet is sleeping. But what I found is that when I push the sleep button and I bring it back, the Wi-Fi didn't have to reconnect, so it never actually went to sleep. So that's the next bug I found here, is that just generally this device doesn't sleep. If I press the button, it just turns off the display. It doesn't put the device to sleep. If I wait just for the screen to time out, that's also just turning off the display. It doesn't put it to sleep. There's one instance where I think it actually does try to put it to sleep, and that's when you have the device connected as a laptop, and when you close the lid. Now this is given that you've actually turned on the option that says put to sleep when lid is closed. I've turned it off because what happens is when that option is on and you close the lid, it actually just goes into a sleep of death, where the device will not be able to be woken up without a reboot, and then you'd have to hold in the power. So I've disabled sleep with lid close on this, and now at least I can close this and reopen it and actually get the screen back on. With the setting it turned on, that the sleep with when lid is closed, when that turned on, I'm not able to do that. It actually just hangs. So that's all the bugs I found, but for the most part this works really well. So if I exclude all those bugs, let me just sign in here quick. Let's try that again. So with just take that out again. For the most part, this worked really well. So I just go into a game here quickly. Volume buttons work perfectly.
There are good mornings.
Touchscreen works perfectly. Okay, you get it. And like I said earlier, to close anything, I can just pull down, swipe it away. It's quite a convenient way to close it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Netflix. So Netflix wouldn't install from the Play Store. I had to sideload it, and that's because as a result of getting Chrome OS on this device, it's in developer mode. And being in developer mode, Netflix won't allow to actually install from the Play Store. So I had to sideload it. But once it's sideloaded, pretty much worked fine. Let's just see if I can get into the trailer here. Yeah. And of course, as Netflix, you can make it full screen. Okay, and then close any app same way. So Netflix works well. Yeah. So basically, this is my attempt at getting the feel for what Chrome OS is like on a tablet, in the tablet form factor. Seeing as I can't get hold of the Lenovo Ideapad Duet or Chromebook Duet. So if you guys do want to take a look at how to get Chrome OS working on a tablet like this, or even a desktop PC or a computer you've just thrown together yourself, you can take a look at the Brunch framework. I'll leave a link to that below, where a lot of development has gone in the background to see how we can get our own hardware running with Chrome OS. And this is an example of one of those instances where I was able to get that working. Thanks guys. If you like this, like it, subscribe, and leave your thoughts below. I'd like to hear about what you think about Chrome OS on devices that aren't official Chromebooks and Chromeboxes or Chromebases or Chromebits. Thanks guys. Cheers.